Did you know that nearly 1 in 3 seniors use Epsom salt regularly, believing it to be completely safe? For many, it feels like a trusted, natural remedy handed down for generations. But what seems like a simple, harmless habit can hide risks that most people never imagine. Seniors especially are drawn to Epsom salt baths or remedies because of the promise of relief from aching joints, sore muscles, or even digestive issues. Yet when used incorrectly, this mineral salt can cause more harm than good. That's exactly what we'll uncover today. You're about to learn the 7 worst mistakes seniors make when using Epsom salt, and the safe alternatives inspired by the wisdom of Japanese longevity traditions. These are not abstract theories. They are practices proven to protect health, increase vitality, and extend independence. By the end of this journey, you'll not only recognize the hidden dangers, but also discover practical fixes you can apply right away. Imagine this: a senior who thinks a long, hot soak in Epsom salt will melt away pain ends up with dehydration and dizziness that increase the risk of a fall. Or another who tries drinking Epsom salt water for constipation, but lands in the emergency room with severe dehydration. These aren't rare stories. They happen more often than you think. What feels like a small mistake can spiral into a serious complication. That's why awareness is critical. At the same time, there's hope. For centuries, Japanese culture has embraced gentle, balanced practices that nurture the body instead of stressing it. From their bathing rituals to their diet, they've developed safe, sustainable ways to achieve the very benefits many seek from Epsom salt. And the results are clear. Japan has one of the highest life expectancies in the world, and seniors there often remain active and independent into their 80s and beyond. This is not about fear, but about empowerment. The more you know, the safer and healthier your choices become. The goal is not to stop using Epsom salt altogether, but to recognize the mistakes that turn it into a hidden risk, and then replace them with safer, proven methods. It's about learning when to use it, how to use it, and when to look for alternatives. So stay with me as we go through each of these mistakes and their fixes. As you listen, think about your own habits. Have you ever taken an Epsom salt bath that lasted much longer than intended? Have you used it in ways someone else recommended without really checking if it was safe? These small decisions add up, and knowing the truth can make a real difference in your well-being. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. How old are you, and have you ever tried using Epsom salt, either in a bath or another way? Share your experience in the comments. It's not just about listening, it's about building a community where we learn from each other. Now let's set the stage for the first mistake you need to watch out for. When something is labeled as natural, most people assume it must be safe. That's one of the main reasons Epsom salt has been trusted for generations. Seniors often see it as a simple, harmless product that relaxes muscles, eases pain, and even solves digestive troubles. But here's the truth. Natural doesn't always mean risk-free. In fact, self-medicating with Epsom salt can quietly turn into a health hazard, especially for older adults whose bodies process minerals and fluids differently than they did years ago. The belief that Epsom salt is a cure-all hides an uncomfortable reality. Many seniors don't realize that magnesium sulfate, the compound behind Epsom salt, enters the body quickly and can affect organs in powerful ways. A soothing bath can become dehydrating. A spoonful mixed in water can disrupt electrolyte balance. Even applying it on skin issues can irritate or worsen conditions. The very thing that feels like healing can sometimes open the door to hidden risks. It's not only about individual experiences. Medical institutions like the Mayo Clinic have highlighted that while Epsom salt may provide temporary relief in certain cases, overuse or misuse can create complications, from mild nausea to serious magnesium overdose. At the same time, Japanese longevity culture provides a striking contrast. Instead of relying on concentrated fixes, their lifestyle is built on balance, moderation, and daily habits that protect long-term health. Seniors in Japan don't seek extreme solutions. They lean on steady routines that quietly extend vitality. This contrast shows us something important. While many in the West might run toward Epsom salt as a quick solution, Japanese practices remind us that safer alternatives exist. For instance, their bathing culture emphasizes short, warm baths that improve circulation and calm the nervous system without causing the strain of long soaks in mineral-heavy water. Their food culture focuses on gut health naturally, instead of harsh laxatives. The difference is not about rejecting Epsom salt completely, but about choosing balance over extremes. That's why understanding the mistakes around Epsom salt use is so critical. What seems like a small choice, a bath that lasts too long, a drink that feels harmless, a wound treatment that seems logical, can make the difference between better health and an unexpected trip to the hospital. Knowledge is the first step to prevention, and here's the key. As we go deeper, you'll see that the biggest dangers are not obvious at first. They hide behind habits that seem safe. You may even recognize some of these in your own routine. But once you know the risks, you'll have the power to avoid them and to replace them with practices that are not only safer, but also inspired by one of the healthiest aging cultures in the world. So let's begin with the first mistake. One that looks as harmless as taking a relaxing bath but can actually carry more risk than most people realize. Let's start with the first mistake: overusing Epsom salt baths. For many seniors, soaking in warm water with a few scoops of Epsom salt feels like pure relief. It's seen as a gentle, natural way to ease sore muscles, calm arthritis pain, and promote relaxation. After all, who could imagine that something as simple as a bath could carry risks? That's exactly why this mistake is so common. It hides in plain sight, disguised as self-care. The problem is that Epsom salt baths are not as harmless as they appear, especially when used too often or for too long. Magnesium sulfate can be absorbed through the skin, and while small amounts might not be an issue, extended soaks can increase absorption beyond what the body can safely handle. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because kidney function often declines with age, making it harder to eliminate excess magnesium. The result? An apparently relaxing bath can quietly lead to magnesium buildup, dehydration, and even dizziness or irregular heartbeat in extreme cases. Beyond the internal effects, the bath itself can trigger other risks. Spending too long in hot, salty water can dry out the skin, leaving it itchy and irritated. It can also dehydrate the body, increasing the risk of feeling weak or lightheaded afterward. For older adults, even a brief dizzy spell while stepping out of the tub can result in a fall, one of the most dangerous health events in senior life. What starts as a soothing ritual can unexpectedly turn into a hospital visit. It's easy to see why this mistake happens. Epsom salt packaging often promotes the soothing benefits without highlighting the potential dangers. Many seniors also assume that if a little is good, more must be better. But in reality, moderation is the key. Even a product that seems as mild as bath salts can become harmful when used excessively. And here's where Japanese wisdom provides a safer perspective. Unlike the long, heavy Epsom salt baths common in Western routines, traditional Japanese bathing emphasizes shorter, more mindful soaks. Their culture treats bathing as a ritual for circulation, relaxation, and mental calm, not as a chemical fix for physical problems. That approach not only reduces risks, but also offers many of the same benefits people seek from Epsom salt. Recognizing this first mistake helps us build awareness for the others. Overuse of Epsom salt baths may seem like the most innocent habit, but it reflects a larger truth. What feels safe can sometimes carry hidden consequences. The good news is that there are safer, time-tested ways to enjoy the comfort of bathing without the risks. Next, let's explore the alternative: how Japanese bathing traditions can offer the same soothing benefits while protecting health and promoting longevity in a way that Epsom salt often fails to do. The Japanese approach to bathing offers a safe and effective alternative to long, salt-heavy soaks. In Japan, the bath is not about drowning the body in additives, but about using water itself as a healing tool. Their traditional practice, known as ofuro, focuses on short, warm baths that relax the muscles, improve circulation, and calm the mind. Instead of spending an hour in hot water with scoops of Epsom salt, Japanese seniors typically soak for 10 to 15 minutes in water that is warm, but not excessively hot. This balance allows the body to benefit without strain. Scientific studies back up these traditions. Research has shown that moderate warm baths can lower stress hormones, improve sleep quality, and support cardiovascular health. The warmth increases blood flow, while the short duration prevents the dehydration and fatigue that often follow long soaks. By focusing on water temperature and timing, rather than relying on chemical additives. The Japanese practice achieves results that are both safer and more sustainable for seniors. There's also a cultural layer that makes this approach powerful. In Japan, bathing is treated as a daily ritual, not an occasional therapy. It's a time for restoration, both physical and mental. Seniors who follow this habit maintain flexibility, reduce tension, and enjoy moments of mindfulness. It becomes a consistent part of wellness, not a desperate remedy when pain strikes. That steady rhythm contrasts sharply with the Western tendency to overuse Epsom salt baths as a quick fix. The lesson here is simple. It's not the salt that brings the greatest benefit, but the method. For seniors, adopting the Japanese style of shorter, warm baths can protect the skin, avoid dehydration, and prevent dizziness, while still delivering comfort for sore muscles and stiff joints. It's a shift from more is better to balanced is best. That mindset not only reduces risk, but also aligns with habits that support long life and independence. Imagine replacing the image of sitting for 45 minutes in salty, steaming water with the gentle rhythm of a short, mindful soak. Instead of worrying about magnesium absorption or electrolyte imbalances, you're simply giving your body the gift of warmth and calm. It's a habit you can practice daily without fear of hidden consequences. This first safe fix shows how Japanese wisdom transforms what might be a risky routine into something sustainable and health-promoting. It teaches us that the answer often lies not in adding more substances, but in refining how we use simple, everyday practices. And this principle will echo again as we move forward, because the next mistake reveals another area where seniors often rely too heavily on Epsom salt. This time not in the bath, but in the body. The second mistake is drinking Epsom salt as a laxative. For seniors, constipation is a common struggle, and the temptation to reach for a quick fix can be strong. Epsom salt, when dissolved in water, has long been used as a home remedy for this discomfort. The logic seems simple. Magnesium sulfate draws water into the intestines, softening stools and promoting bowel movements. But what feels like a harmless shortcut can quickly turn into a dangerous gamble. The risks begin with how unpredictable the effect can be. Even small doses may cause sudden, severe diarrhea. For seniors, this is not just inconvenient, it can be dangerous. Rapid fluid loss can lead to dehydration, dizziness, and a drop in blood pressure. These effects increase the risk of fainting or falls, which often have serious consequences in older age. The loss of electrolytes, especially sodium and potassium, can also disturb the body's delicate balance, sometimes leading to irregular heartbeat or muscle weakness. Hospitals have documented cases of seniors who tried to manage constipation with Epsom salt drinks, but ended up needing emergency care. What started as an attempt to avoid medication turned into a health crisis. This highlights a key truth. Just because something is available in the home or labeled natural does not mean it is safe to ingest. The body of an older adult does not process minerals in the same way it once did, and what feels like a simple remedy can overwhelm weakened systems. It's also easy for misuse to happen. Many people guess the amount instead of measuring carefully, or they take it more often than recommended. Instructions are often vague, and there's a dangerous assumption that more will work faster. The result is not better relief, but harsher side effects. Seniors who live alone may not realize how quickly dehydration or electrolyte imbalance can escalate. This mistake reflects a broader issue: the search for quick solutions without considering the long-term consequences. Constipation is rarely just a one-time problem. It usually points to habits that need adjusting. While Epsom salt might seem like a simple answer, it does not address the root cause and often creates new risks in the process. Here again, Japanese traditions offer a safer perspective. Instead of turning to harsh laxatives, their culture emphasizes prevention through everyday diet and gentle support for digestion. By looking to these habits, seniors can find relief without risking dehydration or hospital visits. So before you consider drinking Epsom salt water, remember, what seems like a cure could quietly put your health in danger. The smarter approach is to learn from a culture that manages gut health naturally, with solutions that strengthen the body rather than stress it. That's exactly what we'll explore next. In Japan, gut health is nurtured daily through food and gentle habits rather than harsh chemical interventions. Seniors there rarely rely on drastic solutions like drinking Epsom salt. Instead, they focus on a diet that naturally keeps digestion smooth and steady. One of the cornerstones is fiber, plenty of vegetables, seaweed, and grains that keep the intestines moving. Unlike a sudden laxative effect, fiber works gradually, preventing constipation before it becomes a problem. Fermented foods are another secret. Traditional staples such as miso, natto, and pickled vegetables are packed with probiotics, the beneficial bacteria that balance the gut. These foods don't just help with digestion in the short term, they strengthen the microbiome, the internal ecosystem that supports long-term health. Studies have shown that seniors who eat fermented foods regularly experience less constipation, better immunity, and even improved mental well-being. It's a holistic benefit that Epsom salt drinks can never match. Even something as simple as a bowl of miso soup offers gentle digestive support. Warm liquids soothe the stomach, while probiotics restore healthy bacteria. Instead of shocking the body with sudden fluid loss, this approach nourishes and regulates naturally. Japanese seniors often start their mornings with these kinds of foods, creating a rhythm of gut health that prevents the need for emergency fixes. Hydration also plays a quiet but vital role. In Japanese culture, drinking water and teas throughout the day is part of the lifestyle. Green tea, for example, not only hydrates but provides antioxidants that support the body as a whole. This steady intake of fluids prevents the very dehydration that Epsom salt drinks can cause. The body is cared for continuously, rather than pushed into extremes. The lesson here is that daily prevention is safer and more effective than occasional drastic remedies. Constipation is often a sign of missing habits rather than a condition that needs a sudden purge. By adding fiber, fermented foods, and steady hydration, seniors can enjoy regular digestion without risking dangerous side effects. It is a sustainable, life-enhancing strategy rather than a quick, risky gamble. Imagine the difference. One path involves drinking a bitter, salty liquid that could lead to hours of diarrhea and weakness. The other is enjoying a warm bowl of soup, fresh vegetables, or a refreshing cup of tea. One stresses the body, the other strengthens it. That is the heart of Japanese wisdom, supporting the body instead of forcing it. This safe fix not only replaces a harmful practice but also adds a layer of vitality to daily life. And as we move forward, we'll see that the misuse of Epsom salt doesn't stop at baths or drinks. Some seniors even apply it directly to wounds, believing it disinfects. But this too hides serious risks. The third mistake is using Epsom salt on open wounds. Many seniors believe that because salt has cleansing properties, applying Epsom salt directly to cuts, scrapes, or ulcers will disinfect and speed up healing. At first glance, it makes sense. Salt is associated with purity, and warm, salty water is often thought of as soothing. But this common assumption can turn into a harmful practice when applied to delicate or damaged skin. The hidden danger lies in how Epsom salt interacts with open tissue. Instead of helping, it can irritate the wound, causing stinging, inflammation, and delayed recovery. The crystals and concentrated magnesium sulfate can disrupt the natural healing process, drying the wound bed and making it more vulnerable to infection. For seniors, whose skin is already thinner and slower to regenerate, this mistake carries even greater risks. What seems like a simple home remedy can quietly make a small wound worse, prolonging pain and increasing the chance of complications. Infections are especially concerning in older adults. A wound that doesn't heal properly can become a serious medical issue, sometimes requiring antibiotics or hospital care. For those with conditions like diabetes, which already compromise circulation and healing, applying Epsom salt can escalate the risk dramatically. Instead of preventing problems, it may invite them. This mistake often stems from the desire to avoid chemical disinfectants or the hospital setting. Seniors may think, why use strong medicines if I can treat it naturally at home? The problem is that not all natural methods are safe. Without realizing it, they replace one potential risk with another, more hidden one. The wound, instead of healing cleanly, lingers. And a lingering wound in an older adult is never just a small issue. Emotionally, this mistake is particularly concerning because it plays on the trust seniors place in home remedies. No one wants to feel dependent on hospitals or medications for every minor cut. But independence must be balanced with safety. The truth is that wounds need gentle care, not harsh treatment. And once again, Japanese traditions provide a better path. In Japan, the emphasis has always been on nurturing the body rather than attacking it. Their wound care practices, both traditional and modern, reflect this philosophy. Rather than applying harsh substances, they focus on cleanliness, balance, and natural compounds that support healing without irritation. This perspective not only avoids the dangers of Epsom salt, but also offers safer, proven alternatives. So before sprinkling salt on a wound, it's worth remembering that what feels like care may in fact be harm. Healing requires the right environment, and the Japanese way offers insight into how to create it. Next, we'll explore these safer approaches, from herbal compresses to gentle cleansing methods that help the body repair itself without unnecessary risk. Japanese healing traditions show that wounds respond best to gentle care, not harsh chemicals or abrasive substances. Instead of turning to Epsom salt, their methods focus on creating a calm, clean environment where the body can repair itself naturally. One practice that has stood the test of time is the use of herbal compresses. Plants such as green tea leaves, turmeric, and certain medicinal herbs are known for their anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. Applied carefully, they reduce swelling and soothe irritation without damaging delicate tissue. Modern science has confirmed what these traditions have practiced for centuries. Green tea, for example, contains catechins, compounds with powerful antioxidant and antimicrobial effects. Studies show that topical applications of green tea extracts can support wound healing and protect against infection. Similarly, turmeric contains curcumin, which has been studied for its ability to reduce inflammation and promote tissue repair. These natural elements work with the body rather than against it, helping wounds close more efficiently. Another key principle in Japanese wound care is cleanliness without aggression. Instead of pouring concentrated solutions on an open wound, the focus is on gentle rinsing with clean water or mild saline. This avoids irritating the tissue while still removing debris and bacteria. By keeping the wound moist and protected, the skin regenerates faster and with fewer complications. This contrasts with the drying, abrasive effect of Epsom salt, which disrupts the very process it aims to help. Cultural habits also play a role. In Japan, preventive health is deeply valued, which includes protecting skin integrity and avoiding unnecessary risks. Seniors often incorporate foods and teas rich in antioxidants into their daily routine, supporting healing from the inside out. This holistic perspective shows that wound care is not just about what you apply externally, but also how you strengthen the body internally through diet and balance. The lesson for seniors is clear. Trust the body's ability to heal when given the right conditions. Instead of forcing it with harsh, outdated remedies, create an environment of support. Cleanse wounds gently, nourish with foods that reduce inflammation, and allow natural healing to take its course. This approach avoids the setbacks that often come from using substances like Epsom salt, which can irritate and delay recovery. Imagine the difference between pouring stinging salt water on a cut and applying a cool compress infused with green tea. One adds pain and risk. The other provides calm and comfort while truly aiding the healing process. That is the heart of Japanese wisdom. Respect the body, support it gently, and it will often do the work on its own. By replacing Epsom salt with these safer methods, seniors not only reduce risk, but also embrace practices that align with longevity and resilience. And as we step back to reflect on what we've learned so far, the picture becomes clear. Hidden dangers can be avoided, and safer, wiser alternatives exist for every mistake. We have now uncovered 3 of the most common mistakes seniors make with Epsom salt, and more importantly, the safer alternatives inspired by Japanese wisdom. First, we saw how long, heavy baths can quietly lead to dehydration and magnesium overload, while Japanese bathing traditions show that short, mindful soaks in warm water bring the same relief without the risks. Then we explored the dangers of drinking Epsom salt as a laxative, a practice that can cause severe diarrhea and dangerous fluid loss, contrasted with the Japanese approach of daily gut health through fiber, fermented foods, and hydration. Finally, we revealed the hidden harm of applying Epsom salt to open wounds, a mistake that can delay healing, while Japanese healing practices focus on gentle cleansing and natural compounds like green tea and turmeric. Together, these lessons reveal a simple truth. Natural remedies are not automatically safe. The difference lies in how they are used and whether the body is supported or stressed in the process. Japanese longevity culture teaches us that balance, moderation, and consistency are the real secrets to lasting health. Their seniors live not by relying on quick fixes, but by weaving safe, steady habits into their everyday lives. For older adults seeking to stay independent and active, this shift in mindset is critical. Instead of looking for immediate results in a bottle or a scoop of salt, the better path is to build routines that nourish gently, day after day. A short bath for circulation and calm, a bowl of miso soup for digestion, a cup of green tea to reduce inflammation and protect cells. These small, repeated choices prevent the very problems that lead many to misuse Epsom salt in the first place. The message here is empowering. You don't have to abandon all remedies, but you do need to recognize the hidden risks and choose safer, wiser alternatives. What seems harmless can sometimes carry silent consequences, but awareness opens the door to prevention. Seniors who shift from quick, risky fixes to steady, mindful habits often notice improvements, not just in one area, but in overall vitality. Better sleep, smoother digestion, quicker healing, and greater energy are all possible when the body is cared for in balance. And this is where hope enters the picture. You can begin today. You don't need to wait for a health scare or a doctor's warning. By making small adjustments, shorter baths, probiotic foods, gentle wound care, you are already protecting your health and extending your independence. These habits require no extreme effort, only awareness and consistency. As we prepare to close this journey, keep in mind that avoiding mistakes is only half the story. The real victory is in adopting new practices that bring comfort, safety, and vitality. In the final chapter, we'll tie everything together, reflect on what we've learned, and invite you to share your own experiences so that this knowledge becomes not just advice, but a shared path toward healthier aging. We've now walked through the hidden dangers of Epsom salt and the safe, Japanese-inspired alternatives that protect health while still delivering the comfort seniors often seek. From bathing practices to digestive health and wound care, the message is clear. What feels harmless can sometimes carry risks, but wiser traditions show us safer ways forward. This journey has been about more than mistakes. It has been about empowerment, learning how small changes can make a big difference in daily life. Let's pause and recap briefly. We discovered that long Epsom salt baths can lead to dehydration and even dizziness, while the Japanese ofuro teaches us to keep soaks short and balanced. We saw that drinking Epsom salt as a laxative risks severe diarrhea and electrolyte imbalance, while fermented foods and hydration offer a gentler, safer solution. And we learned that applying Epsom salt on wounds can delay healing, whereas Japanese natural care with gentle cleansing and antioxidant-rich plants speeds recovery without harm. These are 3 examples, but they illustrate a bigger principle. The path to longevity lies in balance, not extremes. This principle is not just theory, it's practice. You can apply it today. Instead of relying on quick fixes, think about your daily rhythms. Replace risky remedies with habits that nurture rather than stress your body. The changes are simple. Shorter, mindful baths, probiotic-rich meals, clean wound care with calm patience. Each of these steps builds resilience over time, creating a foundation of health that protects your independence and quality of life. There's also a sense of hope in knowing that it's never too late to adjust. Whether you are 60, 70, or 80, the body responds to care and balance. The Japanese model of longevity shows us that seniors can thrive well into their later years, not because of extreme interventions, but because of steady, mindful choices. That same path is available to you. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had side effects from using Epsom salt? Have you tried alternatives like fermented foods, green tea, or short warm baths? Share your story in the comments. Your experience may help another senior avoid a hidden danger and discover a safer way. This community grows stronger when we learn from each other. Thank you for staying with me through this exploration. Your time and attention mean a lot, and I hope the knowledge you've gained today serves you well. If you found this helpful, remember to like this video, subscribe for more insights on safe, healthy aging, and share it with someone you care about. And if you want to go even deeper into the secrets of Japanese longevity, don't stop here. Click on one of the recommended videos waiting for you now. Together, we'll continue uncovering wisdom that makes aging not just safer, but more fulfilling.